Hello there. Anything to say? By the time you're seeing this video, I'll either be on vacation or be recuperating from it. And I thought I'd film a few short, quick Mika, don't leave! Mika, why don't you want to hang out with me? And I thought I'd film a few short, quick videos to tide you guys over. This here is my cafe sketching sketchbook, and I recently managed to fill up every single page, so I thought I'd give you guys a quick little tour, and then afterwards maybe we can decorate the cover. I don't have a top-down rig, so this is the best we're gonna get. Let's take a look at the first page. So I didn't date this first page, but this was around 2024, May or June. My coworker had invited me to my very first cafe drawing session, and I think the funny thing is that I originally didn't want to go because I didn't know my coworker that well at the time, and I also didn't know any of the people they were inviting along. But I'm really glad that I ended up going because I got to meet some new friends, and I still hang out with them pretty often. As you can see, this was my first time, so I didn't know what I was supposed to be drawing. So I ended up drawing some of my original characters. This is Danny, Zahira, and then I drew some characters from the show I worked on from memory because yes, I did used to work in animation. Let's see if you can even guess what show this is from. I'll give you a hint. This is one show, this is another show. I can't remember if this is the same day or not, but as you can see, I had recently seen Dune 2. I was drawing some random foods. I don't think these were foods that were actually in the cafe we were at because we definitely did not go to Rosemary Rock Salt. Drawing some more of my original characters, and then I drew Mona Lisa because I think one of my friends had a phone case with Mona Lisa on it. Mika, Milo, give me a second. Mika just ran away with his toy. Mika. Anyway. This is a different cafe we were at, and I think I finally started to get the idea that I should be drawing things that I actually see. So very MSG flavored pretz stick that someone bought, cold matcha, potato bread, which I bought, and then I just ended up drawing some people that were there, and then the scenery. And you can see that I started getting used to the process because here I'm drawing more cafe scenery, drawing what I ate. This was the most delicious peaches on toast I've ever had. I didn't even know you could put peaches on toast, but it was delicious. I even bought the ingredients to make it myself a few times. Here I was just drawing some random things. Once again, Mika and Milo, drawing my friend's coat from memory. Somebody was talking about a seal, that's all I remember. Drawing more things I ate, small mocha, pistachio donut. This was a very interesting and weird shirt that I saw somebody wearing. I really quickly drew it before they left. These are some really cool flowery lights in the cafe. I don't know why I decided to start drawing my own cafe sketching page. This is my friend. I ordered so much at this cafe for some reason. Latte, egg bagel, confetti cookie. I don't think I should have gotten that confetti cookie. That was way too much sugar for me. This was scenery from inside the cafe, and you might have noticed that I have a color scheme going on, pink, yellow, green mostly, and that's just because at the time that was the only 3 color of Copics I had, and that was the only 3 markers I brought with me on these trips. This was a short, quick comic I drew about a experience I had that morning. Where did the vacuum cleaner go? I say as I burst into a room, and my mom says, "Oh, your brother took it because he said his vacuum cleaner sucks." And I was very offended. I said, "What?" And my mom says, "Here, use the old one." I'm very doubtful of it. I am observing, thinking about how to use this really old chunky vacuum cleaner. I see a button that says press to release wand. I say, "Oh, perfect," because I needed some precision vacuuming. So I released the wand, I press the power, and guess what? Dust comes out of the opening. Needless to say, that was not very fun to deal with in the morning. Oh, here we have some different color schemes going on because I forgot to bring my markers, so I borrowed my friend's pencil crayons, I think. Once again, cafe scenery, chai latte, pistachio, baklava, and cardamom kotab. This was the best chai latte I've ever had, and also the first time I've had baklava. So this was a very special experience. I loved going there. This was a very nice cafe. I drew the washroom because I wanted to. Next page. Chai latte again, mozzarella Danish. I drew some of the really cool potted plants they had on the table. I really like the vibe in a lot of these cafes. They're just so calm and planty. It's basically what I want my room to look like. This is my friend. I remember this time we had to go to this cafe because the cafe we actually wanted to go to was way too full because it was really small in there, not enough seating. But I liked it here. I got another masala chai. I got a lemon macaron. I was drawing some of my friend's sewing supplies that she brought with her. I drew Sonic because I guess I must have seen Sonic 3 around that time. I'm gonna wreck that 9-year-old. Meanwhile, Tails minding his own business. This is me drawing Paddington from memory. Did not go well. The scene from the cafe. More scenes from the cafe. Drawing cards is hard. Pistachio cream puff. First of all, really cool cup, and also very interesting drink, Shanghai lychee jasmine tea latte. This was what my friend ordered, Master Emerald. They just have such cool cup decor and stuff. There was a banana in a basket, cookies and stuff, bagel, chai latte. I try to always order chai latte because I'm in the process of finding where they have the best chai latte. So far, Bahar is winning. I don't know why I was drawing Shrek. I think somebody was talking about the Shrek musical. Oh, Philly beef wrap. I've never had Philly cheesesteak. I still really want to have it someday, but I don't know where I'm supposed to get it. This was the closest I've ever had. I remember it tasted pretty good, but it's not the same. I want a Philly cheesesteak. This is my friend's pencil case, and I started drawing out the little designs on it. Hello, kitty. Some of my original characters again, I can name them, but I haven't really explained the story to you guys, so I don't know if this is even worth anything. Nell, Tao, Shelby, Thatcher. This was from the same day. They were playing a lot of 2000s, 2010s songs in this cafe. It was giving me a lot of nostalgia. DJ Got Us Falling in Love. That's like quintessential 2010s song. This was a blind box thing that my friend had bought. Everybody drew this figure from a different angle, and then in the end, I put together a GIF that was like a 360 rotation of it. If I can find it, I'll put it here because that was truly a fun collaborative process. This was the cafe that I said we were supposed to go to, but that ended up being too small to fit us. I got an ube loaf. I realized it tasted like taro, and I don't like taro, so at least now I know. I got a chai latte. I don't know if it's because it was just unsweetened, but I really did not like the chai latte in this store. I'm sorry to be slandering this cafe like this. This was my friend's chocolate and hazelnut croissant, matcha cream cheese muffin. The Wi-Fi sign was really aesthetically pleasing, so I drew it. My friend couldn't make it, so we drew her as a fish. More cafes. My friend ordered a big pot of tea. This is me drawing their sketchbook, plant in the corner. This day I was attending somebody's wedding, so I was like dressed to the nines, sitting in the cafe drawing things. This was a art supply swap that I attended in our little group chat. There was a lot of stuff to look through. It even says more stuff because there was just a bunch of stuff this way that I didn't get to draw. I remember I didn't really plan to draw anything that day, but everybody was drawing, so I just took out my sketchbook and drew along. All right, this day we were outside in a park because it was close to the cafe we were visiting. I drew this pepero strawberry chocolate stick that I bought. Camdo Bakery has the best egg tarts, I swear. And I got some hojicha because I guess they didn't have masala chai there, or I just wanted to try something different. This was my fit that day. Very stylish, I know. This is my friends drawing scenes from around the park. This was me going to my friend's house and having a crafting night. They were working on miniatures, which is why they have a ton of acrylics and supplies out. Another friend was doing some felt dolls. Somebody lent me their highlighters to draw with. I think it's interesting. Two of my friends use highlighters exclusively to draw, way cheaper than Copics. I had never really thought about using highlighters to color things, so that was eye-opening. I drew shadow again. This was a Rolodex my friend was showing around. Tomato pesto mozzarella Danish. I did not get any of these tarts though, even though they look absolutely scrumptious. If I ever return here, I need to get one of these tarts because they look so freaking delicious. My friend brought crayons to draw with, and another friend brought ink pot. This was me planning out a print idea I had. This is the eye test little barn house thing. If you know, you know. This cafe, they had a cookie and it was named Milo, so of course I had to get it. I had a lychee green tea, and the cat cookie just hangs perfectly on the edge of the cup like this. They know how to do their marketing, all right. Oh, look what I freaking ordered at this restaurant. Caramelized banana waffle. It was huge. It was gigantic. I wrote here, delicious, but I'm gonna hurl. I was exploring a character comic concept that I had. I think I have more sketches later on in the book that I can explain more about. Jasmine tea. I like drawing what my friends ordered because they like to order some interesting things. Oh, this was the most delicious peach oolong smoothie, and it has cheese foam on it. I did not know it was gonna have cheese foam on it, so that was a very nice surprise. Strawberry matcha, very delicious. My friend does jewelry. I'll put her Instagram here if you want to go check it out. This was a very aesthetic looking cafe again. This was like a little courtyard in the middle of the cafe. I got a Montreal smoked croissant. So I tried to get a regular masala chai. Their hot drink machine broke, so they had to give me the ice version, but it was so good. So no complaints there. So here I am drawing more decor and stuff that I ate at this cafe. Very cool light on the wall. I got an orange cardamom latte. These are some more characters from that comic I was talking about earlier. I'll explain more as we get to more of these sketches. Oh look, another slug. This was a nice cute little cafe. This is pretty recent actually, so I remember it pretty well. Of course, I got a masala chai. I got a little mochi thingy. This is my friend's limited edition train keychain that you can actually use as a bus card. My friend got avocado toast, croissant, drawing more decor from around this little cafe. This comic that I have in mind is called Space Slug. As you can imagine, it's about a slug in space. This is a new cafe that opened up. I just wanted to check it out because I looked at the Google images and it looked really cool in there. And it really was cool in there. They got fake plants hanging from the ceiling. They've got this cool sign. This is made out of like a big chunk of wood offcut, I think. Their tables are also big chunky pieces of wood. I got a black sesame latte because they didn't have any masala chai. This was me attempting to draw what I was wearing that day. I'm not sure I succeeded. I don't know what's wrong with the proportions. This was a very cool looking pineapple Danish. More space slug. Her name is Nell, by the way. I know Nell is the name of the human character I introduced in the beginning. They're not related. I just like the name Nell. Nell works at a junkyard. She rides a scooter because she is a slug crossing. This is her little name tag. Next cafe, I was drawing this really mossy and dirty looking corner outside on the curb. Some cool plants in the corner. They have a barrel up on the wall. This was another really cool looking cafe. The inside was decked out to look like a Japanese street because they serve Japanese food. They also had a little poke stall beside it. Very pink, very cute. This time, I gave in. I got a parfait. This is my other friend who uses highlighters. I was trying out the highlighters they brought along, and it just looks so cool. Afton scarf. This was right after I made a giant Afton scarf, and we were talking about how I had seen a small, like a regular IKEA Afton scarf at the thrift store nearby. My friend was saying that we should go back and see if it's still there because she never had an Afton scarf before, so she really wanted to grab it. We kind of expected it to not be there, but it was there and we rescued it. So that was a very successful excursion. We're nearing the end of this sketchbook. So this was Hourly Comic Day, which is an online event that I knew about before, but every time I hear about it, it's too late to participate in it. So this time I wrote it down in my calendar. I was like, I'm gonna do it this year for sure, and I'm going to actually finish it. Basically, the premise of this is you draw a comic for every waking hour of that day. Let me explain my comic. At 6 o'clock, I woke up a little bit because I heard Mika and Milo fighting outside my door. At 7 o'clock to 9 o'clock, I fell back asleep and I vaguely wondered why Milo wasn't sleeping next to me. At 9 o'clock, I actually woke up. It was a very sunny day, which was great because it had been raining and gray for the week before that. My breakfast was cranberry bread and some milk in my strawberry cup. From 10 to 11, I was answering some emails and messages, and then I decided it was enough work because the Olympics was on. I moved on to 3-panel comics because I had more things to say apparently. The Olympic event I like the most is figure skating. As you can see, I was very stressed watching them. I was holding Mika and saying, "This is so scary," and meanwhile, Milo does not care. 12 o'clock to 1 o'clock, it was lunchtime for the cats and lunchtime for me. We had beef noodle. From 1 to 2, it was more Olympic watching. The Italian figure skater, Matteo Rizzo, he's got the longest freaking lashes I've ever seen in my life. This was a men's team event for single skaters. I was cheering for Japan because I really like Shun Sato, Yuma Kageyama. The USA team ended up winning, which I'm also fine with because I think their athletes are pretty cool too. 2 to 3, that's when I went out for a cafe drawing session with my friends. I got a spicy chai with almond milk. I've never had this before, but I was like, chai? Say no more. But it was actually very spicy. From 3 to 4, we were in the park drawing pictures. This is all of my friends. I was eating a cookie that I had bought from the cafe. 4 to 5, we went to a nearby, kind of like a Japanese dollar store. They have an insane sticker collection. They had some really cute cat stickers that I was really tempted to buy. 5 to 6, we went to the food court to get an early dinner. I got spicy wontons. It was around the time of Lunar New Year as well, and they had a lot of stalls featuring a lot of vendors, but the one that caught my attention was Dragon's Beard candy. I've never had Dragon's Beard candy before, so I was very excited to try some finally. The wait time was 40 minutes, but since we were getting dinner at the food court, I was fine waiting that long. 6 to 7 o'clock. I was super full and fulfilled after the hangout. I had the Dragon's Beard candy in hand, and I'm ready to go home to share it with my family. 7 to 8, still on the way home. It was very cold, unexpectedly cold that night, but I got home and I had to immediately eat an apple because that spicy wonton I ordered, it was obscenely salty. 8 to 10 o'clock, it was movie night. We watched Zootopia 2. Milo clearly did not care, and neither did Mika. 10 to 11, I was getting ready to go to bed. I was reading this book called God Killer, and then I went to sleep. And this was my first time doing hourly comics, and I had a blast. Ta-da! I'm very proud of myself. It's been a long time since I filled up a sketchbook. The giant sketchbook that I've had since university, this one that I've drawn from time to time, it's just so big and hard to bring around that I don't really take it with me. So even though I've been working on this sketchbook for longer than this little red one, this one got filled up a lot faster. But anyway, let's figure out what we should do for the cover. So if you remember for my Assassin's Cabinet video, I cut up a whole encyclopedia to make a big space in the middle. And I still have all the stuff I cut out, and some of these pictures are actually quite nice. A little hillside, church, wheat field. But the stuff that I'm more interested in comes from the end of the book, because there is a whole section all about space. And I don't know if you know this, but I love space. So we have this, the surface of the Earth. I think this is Earth. Look at this gorgeous picture of Mars. Look at these planets. Also, of course, the sky on the back. There's also these artworks that I'm pretty sure is by Canadian artists, which is why they're featured in this Canadian encyclopedia. I think it will be perfect for us to try collaging with them. So let's pour through these photos some more and figure out what to use. So this pile is all space stuff, and this pile is scenery and other stuff. And my main inspiration for doing a collage is because of this YouTuber I follow called Kathleen Illustrated, and she does a bunch of chill, crafty type stuff, and she does a lot of collages. And collage is something I haven't really taken seriously as an art form since like high school when we had to decorate our sketchbooks. I just thought it'd be fun to give it another shot all these years later. I don't really have a plan, but I did want to do something space related for sure. I think we should cut everything out first so that we're actually looking at a collection of collage pieces and not just pages from an encyclopedia. Ideally, I'd also have letters and numbers that spell out Cafe Sketching 2024-2026. I don't think there are any numbers in here, but I think from these I can definitely get the words cafe. I'll go hunting around the house later to see if I can find any magazines or newspapers with numbers on them. Although today was trash day, so everything has probably been taken away already. Good news, I found a shopper's flyer, probably the only one left in the house. And the great thing about these kinds of flyers is that there's tons of numbers on them. So we are all set for 2024 to 2025. Now I just gotta find a K somewhere in here. I also took out the rest of these cut up pages and we can look through these as well. There are also some pictures in here that maybe we could use somehow, like horse. Here's a cool page. No K in there though. I'm not sure any of these will be helpful. Like, who are these people? Oh my gosh, what? There's literally a K in park and somehow I did not catch that. K. Cafe Sketching. I'm really loving this ransom note-esque look, so maybe I'll find some different color ones for the cafe here as well. I'm just gonna switch these 2s around so it's not one red 2 on top of another red 2. Oh, but now this 4 is also red. Ugh. Okay, what about this? This. Oh, but the 0 is black. Man, it's so hard being a ransom note maker. Okay, I'm gonna switch this 2 back here. There we go. There we go. Okay, now that we have the title figured out, I think we can get working on the actual collage. Hey, wow, that was kind of satisfying. Look at it. Alright, so we've got landscapes, we've got planets, and now we can try mocking it up on the sketchbook cover just to see how it all looks. This in the center, and then well, speaking of space, apparently last night, a meteor blew up over a nearby city. Blew up is a strong word. It broke up and then lit up the atmosphere for a few seconds. I did hear it happen, but at the time, I just assumed it was either thunder or somebody rolling out the trash. It wasn't until the next morning when I looked at the group chat that I realized it was a meteor. And it was a baby meteor. It was only 10 centimeters big, allegedly. I don't think they're expecting to find any remains from it, but it's cool that I kind of experienced a celestial event without even knowing it. I was busy watching basketball. Do I want this cow guy anywhere? Sorry, Quebec. Maybe I'll put you in the background. The Quebec skyline peeking out over space. I think this is honestly good the way it is. Maybe we can start gluing things down from the back forward. This looks so cute. Now I'm thinking maybe I can put some kind of starbursts on the side. So I'm going to use some of these scraps to make some starbursts, just because I really don't think I'll be using them for anything else. Let's sketch some out. Ta-da! My cute little stars. Black is a little too much. Oh, I wonder if I turn this around and use the text side, would that be cool? I like that it says laser. Maybe I need a small red one to go here. Hey, it looks pretty cool. And lastly, just to make sure all of this stays in place, I'm going to be applying some of the self-lamination sheets that I got. Align it. Now I'm going to fold back the edges of the laminate. For my first time collaging since high school, I'm super happy with how everything came out. I was quite literally expecting just like a big mess, but I'm glad that we found a nice little composition. The best part is I still have all of this leftover pages so that if I want to make more collages in the future, I can. So that'll be an exciting new venture. Dust that off a bit. I hope you guys enjoyed watching me play around with this little collage, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye!